Hello everybody, I am Marlecia, also known as Marlecia Muses. Welcome to my BookTube channel. Today I'm going to do a rather eclectic, unexpected book haul. I promise I don't normally buy this many books, but it must be one of those times, those cycles in the year where I want all the books and all of a sudden they all appear, okay? So it's a little heavy on the faith again this time, but I'm not going to apologize for that. That is what I like to read. There is also a little bit in the way of cooking this time around. So without further ado, I'm going to start with the book haul, okay? And I know I'm a day early, but I had the time, and maybe that means tomorrow I can dye yarn, I hope. So anyway, the first book I'm going to talk about is by Mother Angelica. And those of you who are Catholic, maybe not even Catholic, if you're familiar with EWTN, founded by Mother Angelica. Okay, she passed away, I think, a few years back. I'm not sure how long ago now. But this is one of her books. It's called In His Sandals. And it is a journey with Jesus. I'll read you a little bit of the blurb on the back. Today we're going to talk about Jesus. Sometimes it's difficult to understand God's will for our lives, especially when times are tough or when something happens that disturbs us. Mother Angelica counsels us in these pages to stop simply existing and start living. You are called to be holy. So there's a whole bunch more in the back, but I'm not going to read the whole thing or we'll be here forever, okay? The cover is really soft. It's one of those covers that feels kind of like polished cotton. My glasses again. Okay. I'm going to take these off unless I'm reading. Okay, so it's not a very long book, and you just walk with Jesus. And I think I could probably finish this if I sat down and just sat down and read it, maybe in a week, maybe less, depending on. The thing that might make it take longer is if there's stuff to meditate on, to ruminate about. And I'm sure there must be, because Mother Angelica has lots of little nuggets in everything she does. So that's the first book. The second one, I had no intention of picking this up. Talia found it. I think it was on sale or something. Talia is from Talia Nerds Out, in case you haven't seen my videos before. Okay. She said, "Mom, this is on sale. I'm getting one. I think you might like it." And it's called The Jesuits, A History by Marcus Friedrich. I don't know anything about this author, but I do want to read more about the Jesuits. They were very important in Catholic history. This is a sweeping narrative history of one of the most important religious orders in the modern world. This is not a small book. It is not for the faint of heart, okay? It has... the entire book, excluding, oh, not excluding, let's see here. There are pages on the index. It has 2 indexes in this book. Okay. 854 pages total. They actually have something here that I didn't expect. I've never seen this before. A note on the type. This book has been composed in Arno? I can't read this. Arno, an old-style serif typeface in the classic Venetian tradition designed by Robert Slimbach at Adobe. So I guess it's a special type. I don't know. Doesn't look any different to any other type to me. But it is a different type of type. So that'll be interesting to see. The actual book itself seems to be... let's see... trying to find, I should have done this beforehand, but I decided to do this, like I said, on the spur of the moment. Translator's notes. Okay. Acknowledgement. Okay. It seems like the book itself is 672 pages, approximately. So this is the book itself. These are the notes and indexes and things. So this is an impressive book. I have a feeling it might be a little dense in terms of content, But I'm looking forward to reading it. I think Talia and I are going to read this together, but not where we sit down and read. I read a paragraph, she reads a paragraph or page or whatever on our own, and we'll read to a certain section and then talk about it. This looks like it'll be really good. It seems like the newer books are coming out with that softer cover because that has the same feel to it. Now, in case you don't know or couldn't guess, because I've shown a lot of Mother Angelica in the past, here's another Mother Angelica book. It's Mother Angelica's Lessons on Genesis. So that's the book of Genesis. I'm always looking for a good Bible study, and this is on the book of Genesis. And the blurb says, "What's in it for you?" Many books approach scripture with a scholarly method, critically examining each line and interpreting symbols or metaphors in a way that can be hard to digest. Refreshingly, Mother Angelica unpacks biblical lessons from a grassroots perspective for the average person. Her meat and potatoes explanations reveal the meanings of scriptures in ways you can understand and relate to in your life. She invites you to ask yourself, what's in it for me? That's what I want to know. How can I apply sacred scriptures to my life so I can live the best way I can live according to God's will? So this, like, it'll be really good. I'm excited about this. I usually concentrate on the New Testament. It's nice to have something on the Old Testament. There's no pictures or anything in here, but the print is really good. I think I could be busy with this for quite some time. This book, Talia found for me, it's by Maureen Pratt, and she does a lot of books on, she has chronic illness, and I believe it's chronic illness, not a terminal disease. She has a few books out on how to deal with that and how to handle it with your faith. This is called Peace in the Storm, and it's not specifically for the people who are going through the chronic illness. It's for the caregivers. I have been looking for a book like this forever. I have one child, an adult child, on the autistic spectrum with developmental delays, so she is with us, and her younger sister, who is Talia, who is chronically ill. And I even toyed with the idea of writing one myself, but I wasn't sure that I knew how to start. Well, Maureen Pratt has put this book together. It's brand new. I'm not sure when it came out because Talia found it for me, but I'm really excited about reading this. It is faith-based. For those of you who are Catholic, it has the imprimatur. So it has nothing that is not in line with the church teachings. Some of the chapters, let me see here. Well, I'm not going to go through all of these. There's too much in there. Each day and night, millions of adult caregivers journey tirelessly with their loved ones, helping them to navigate very tough health and life challenges. These acts of love and self-giving are blessings to those receiving care. However, they can also bring tremendous stresses and profound crises of faith to caregivers. Peace in the Storm for Caregivers is a faith-affirming, inspirational devotional. Within these pages, the stressed and questioning caregiver will find encouragement in Scripture, openings for spiritual growth in prayer, and assurances of God's abiding love, joy, and peace in and through it all. And again, there's a lot more in the back of the book, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. I don't know how it would impact on copyright, and also I don't want to prolong the video any longer than I have to. It's got a beautiful cover to it. It's got little prayers at the end, and I'm very excited. Oh, there's even one for prayer for nurses. So I'm looking forward to this. I wasn't sure if I'd shown you these two books before or not, but the fact that I have this one still in the plastic leads me to believe that I haven't. I'm sure that most of you know about St. Maximilian Kolbe, who gave his life so that someone else would not have to be killed in the gas chambers after an escape was made by some prisoners. So these are about St. Maximilian Kolbe, both of these. Okay. And this one, martyr, inventor, publisher, and radio amateur. You have to understand that I am involved with the Pauline family, who include the daughters of St. Paul. And in case you're unfamiliar, they have a media apostolate. And so someone who is a publisher and radio amateur would be right up my alley. I am looking forward to reading his development and how he came along through the priesthood, what led him to his religious vocation, and the way he practiced it in terms of how it manifested itself, and what led him to decide to give his life for someone else who had a family in Auschwitz. There are pictures in here, which is really nice. This whole section of pictures. This is his mother. He's got some pictures. They're all black and white, as they would be back at that time. There's Maximilian Kolbe himself as a young man. So this looks like it'll be really interesting. I was part of the Militia Immaculata years ago. This is a picture, because Maximilian Kolbe didn't die. He was the last one to die. They actually had to give him a lethal injection. So that's going to be a good book. And this is just Apostle for a Difficult Age is the subtitle for the second book. And this one also has pictures in it. They're different pictures. So I'm looking forward to that. This one is by William LeMay, in case you're interested. And this one is by Antonio Riccardi. Now these are my last two. Okay, and I think I have time to go through them a little bit. I have found out that I am, although not officially diagnosed, at least gluten intolerant and probably somewhat allergic to dairy. So I've been looking for food and drink and all that kind of stuff that's gluten-free, dairy-free. So I found this book. It's called Soup and Comfort, a cookbook of homemade recipes to warm the soul. I love soups. I could probably live on soups, bread, and cheese. Yes, I know. I'm going to have to have gluten-free cheese and gluten-free bread and dairy-free cheese. I don't think there is gluten-free cheese. But anyway, this one doesn't have a lot of pictures in it, but it does have some. And the recipes are well spaced. They're well printed. They're not too close together in terms of being difficult to read. And there's little boxes of little notes to help you do things. I left this here because somebody turned this over. I hate when they do this, but as Talia said with the cookbook, that might be a godsend in a way. Maybe that's a good recipe because I used it. If you look at the bottom of this book carefully, you can see a staining. And it's actually a little sticky. They used this book. So someone really enjoyed it. I'm surprised that it actually ended up on Thrift Books, if somebody enjoyed it. But there's one in here for quick and easy ramen. I'll have to take a look at that. I love ramen. Never heard of bouride before. It's similar to a bouillabaisse, but I guess it has a different texture. New England clam chowder. So this is good. I'm looking forward to going through that book. Yes, I know it's summer. Don't care. I love soup. And my last book to show you is the 30-minute vegan soup song. And apparently this particular book is part of a series by Mark Reinfeld. Reinfeld? I don't know. And he has a series. He's got one called the 30-minute vegan. The 30-minute Vegan's Taste of Europe, which I'd like to pick up, and the 30-minute Vegan's Taste of the East, which I'd like to pick up because I have a feeling that might have some Chinese or something in there. It says that he has Asian vegan cuisines, cuisines from India, Thailand, China, Japan, and also from Korea, Vietnam, Nepal, the Philippines, Tibet, Indonesia, Afghanistan, Iran, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyway, this is the one I got, the Soupçon. And the neat thing about this, look at the little picture thumbnails over there. Those are kind of cool. And then the boxes explaining how to do things. And there's a lot of information. This is how to use the book. And I think there's, if I remember correctly, in the back here, there's some, preparation basics. There's all kinds of how to make spice mixes. There's all kinds of helps back here in case you don't have something, what you can use instead. Vegan mayonnaise. This is really cool. I'm looking forward to this. I was looking through the recipes and I actually marked something here because, let me see which one it was. That doesn't look like the one I wanted to mark. There it is. Okay. Chicken noodle soup. I said to Talia, what is chicken noodle soup? Well, not quite what Grandma used to make. This soup uses Beyond Meat chicken-style strips, or chicken-style seitan, a wheat product that takes on the texture and flavor of the animal product it aims to replace. Sounds kind of like tofu. If you have more time, and for those special holidays, add matzo balls, see page 75. So this is a soup, so you can get your old favorites if you can't have certain things, or you don't want to have meat or whatever. This can help you out. The other thing that they had here, oh, look at these pictures. Here's the picture of the chicken noodle soup up on the top. My top left, your top right. Do you see it up here? That's the chicken noodle soup. Below it, you've got a hot pot with soba noodles, roasted root vegetable soup, and ragu of spring summer vegetables. Those are pretty pictures in this book. I wish I had more of them because I really like to have pictures in my cookbooks. But the recipes made it worth getting despite that. I mean, there's all kinds of boxes in here to help you if you don't know what you're doing. They're very definite in where the ingredients are as opposed to the actual directions. Here's all the ingredients. Here's the directions. And then this one has a black and white picture. So I'm really happy with this. There's an amazing amount of offerings in here. And they even have cold soups. In both of these, they have cold soups, which to me doesn't really fit in my head. I don't understand the idea of a cold soup. A soup to me should be hot. I guess I'm showing my bias there. But we saw one that was a watermelon and blueberry, I think, and we read through it and we're like, that must be really thin, almost like a drink, but apparently it's thick enough to be a soup. So yeah, these are the books I got, my book haul. So I hope you enjoyed looking at them with me. I'm kind of inspired to do some cooking and some reading when I get the chance. This one on the Jesuits, if I can finish what I have before, could fit for Big Book Summer, but I don't think I'm going to get to that one this summer. Anyway, thank you for joining me for my meanderings here in my BookTube channel, and I look forward to seeing you again the next time that I record. God bless. Have a great weekend.